I suspect anyone watching this has probably somewhere in your life been to a graduation exercise that you've either been to yourself or you've seen your children go, whether it be high school or college. Have you ever noticed that the speeches are all pretty much the same? They almost parallel many political speeches, and it usually goes something like this. They have a famous person come, a politician or a well-known speaker, somebody in the media or maybe a movie star or what have you that draws the crowd. And they usually say something like this. This is normally the narrative or the storyline of the speech. You're the generation upon which the future rests. You're the generation that's going to usher in the new millennium. You're the generation that's going to fix it. That speech has been given 10,000 times 10,000. It's the same speech, generation after generation after generation. But nothing ever really seems to change. We go back to the stagecoach story. It always continues to repeat itself over and over again. No matter what the political speech is, it doesn't make any difference. Now here's what I want to drive home that I think is so important. If you've ever studied the scientific method, and I'm not a scientist, but I know that in a scientific method, scientists say things like, if you want to prove something to be true, you come up with a theory or a hypothesis. You have an idea that you think is true. And then you have to test it and run experiments. And if over a period of time, through very careful testing, if it is observable and repeatable, like throwing a ball up in the air and it comes down, not just once in a while, but every single time, you eventually establish a law. You call it the law of gravity or the law of momentum or acceleration. It's observable and repeatable. There is something in this ultimate contradiction that is observable and repeatable and has been so for, as I said, 5,000 years. It's been going on over and over and over again. One of the things that often conservative Christians try to do is they want to take the Bible and say, let me prove to you why the Bible's true. And they'll often show you many amazing prophecies or scientific facts, or they might even point to Israel and say, how could God have predicted that Israel would be the singular nation upon which everything in the world would hinge? And of course, all those things are amazing. They're fascinating. We refer to it in the Christian world as apologetics. We talk about a defense for the faith. They're trying to prove the Bible to be true. I personally believe that as good as all those things are, I think there's really another apologetic here. I think that the Scriptures answer this question about the ultimate contradiction. And I'm going to tell you why this is really an amazing journey. We're going to walk through a few things, and I'll show you some things that I find fascinating in my own pilgrimage in having studied the Scriptures. And when we walk through this, you're going to be able to see and understand a deeper cut of the human makeup and why we can't seem to fix it. Stay with us.